Story 1. Am I the asshole for not letting my neighbor and her kids swim in our pool? I, 29, female, live with my husband, 30, male, in a nice house in a smaller town. We have double income and no kids. Our house has a pool in the yard. It's really nice, since it does get quite hot during summers. Our neighbor, 32, female, is a single mom of 3. Her house doesn't have a pool, and it's a lot smaller than ours. Both me and my husband babysit for her sometimes, which is why I know this. Yesterday morning, when my husband had already left for work, and I had started to work from home, I heard noises from our yard. Our houses here aren't right next to each other, so it's quite easy to tell that the noise is from your yard. So I went to check, and our neighbor and her kids were swimming in our pool. I was confused since she has never come to our house uninvited, but I went to talk to her and asked what was going on. She explained that she had a day off from work, so she wanted to do something nice with her kids. So she decided to borrow our pool since we don't have much use for it since we are childless. I asked her nicely to leave since they had come uninvited and were there without our permission. She thought I was joking, but when I asked again, she got defensive and demanded that I give her valid reasoning why she and her kids can't be there. I didn't give her reasoning, but I told her that I would call the police if she didn't leave and told her not to show up uninvited again. She did leave, but kept cursing at me and even accused me of classicism. I think it's important to mention that because we live in an area where the houses aren't right next to each other and you can't see inside our house, even for the furthest point of our yard. So me and my husband tend to hang out just in underwear, or sometimes naked. So I was shocked to find her there, just using our pool so comfortably. My neighbor has been mad to me since, and she has badmouthed me to others in the neighborhood. I told my husband and my parents about this. My husband and my dad think what I did was reasonable, but my mom told me that I should have been more understanding to her, since she works hard and is a single mom of 3. But I feel like she didn't care about our privacy at all. So, am I the asshole? Edit. Thank you for all the advice. We have purchased locks and cameras for our pool. We already have a fence. Also, we live in the US, but we were both born in China and have later moved here. We met in university here in the US. I'm also sorry for my spelling errors. Also, we were babysitting for free, but we are not going to continue doing so. Story 2. Our neighbors have been having pool parties at our pool while we are not home for years. I didn't expect this to blow up like it has. Certainly didn't expect over 1,000 comments. I have tried to read them all, and some were very creative and amusing to read. First of all, we don't want to hurt anyone or alienate our neighbors. We just don't want people using our pool without permission, and we don't want the liability associated with this activity. A few things I feel I need to clarify. Yes, our backyard is fully fenced in with 2 gates. One in the back is double locked from the inside. The side gate on the side of the garage nearest the neighbors in question has a double latch that you have to reach over the top and find not 1, but 2 releases to open the gate. There is also an auto close that automatically closes the gate and latches it. I personally can't open the gate from the outside of the fence because I can't reach over that far to reach the 2 latches. The previous owner put this in and it has worked well for our yard crew and the pool maintenance people. We do have some cameras, a doorbell camera, and a camera over our garage area. The garage camera picks up if someone goes towards the gate from the front, but we didn't want to invade our neighbors' privacy by recording their side garage door and gate to their backyard. We even shared the camera angle with them because we didn't want them to be concerned about us recording their children or their coming and going. I guess we were more concerned about their privacy than they were about ours. Anyway, the update: Thursday, July 4th morning, I was loading a few things in my vehicle to take to my cousin who just got out of the hospital. Neighbor husband, who has been gone a lot for work recently, saw me and came over and asked if I was getting a late start going to the lake. I let him know that we were staying home because we are helping my cousin who just got out of the hospital. He asked if we were going to be home all weekend. I said yes, one or both of us would be around all weekend. He quickly wished me a happy 4th and went home. I went back in to grab my purse and tell my husband about the conversation with the neighbor before I left. When I got home, our friend Mike was there. Mike does security cameras and home automation systems, gadgets, and my husband loves gadgets. Mike and my husband have a plan for multiple cameras and several gadgets, some of which involve us going ahead and having the pool opened. I agreed to all but one of the new cameras, and almost all of the gadgets. I think my husband put some in the plan, knowing he would have to give up a few of them. Mike also suggested talking to our homeowner's insurance agent, because we might be able to get some discounts with the security upgrades. So on Friday the 5th, Tom, our insurance guy, comes over, and Mike is back, and he has a drone to help him find the best camera positions. Really, I think he just wanted to show off his gadget. So husband, Mike, and Tom are outside and all around the house, and occasionally inside. I look outside every so often, and at different times, other neighbors have come outside and down to our end of the street. So neighbors want to know what is going on. So husband tells them, we are concerned that someone or several people may have used our pool without our permission while we were not home. It turns out that 2 different different neighbors had witnessed some friends of the neighbor children come over last year, and they and the neighbor twins had gone into our backyard. One neighbor even asked the girls, and they claimed that we let them come over all the time and use our pool. So at this point, husband and Tom discussed this, and Tom says we should send a registered letter to the neighbors, rescinding our permission from entering our fenced-in backyard. So before Mike and Tom left, the neighbors on the right, pool party neighbors, came home, both husband and wife. My husband asks to talk to them, and with Mike and Tom as witnesses, he tells them that for insurance reasons, we are rescinding our permission for them or any member of their family or guests to enter our fenced-in backyard, and we will be sending a registered letter stating this as requested by our insurance. Husband never accused them or their children of using our pool, but said we had reason to believe that in the past, our pool had been used without our permission. He did say that we had reason to believe that their older children might be friends with someone who has been in our pool. Husband also told them that we are changing the gate to have an automated lock, and cameras will be installed around the pool area. He also assured them that we avoid the cameras pointed at their windows or backyard. Husband indicated that we were taking these measures to hopefully lower our homeowners' insurance rates. Husband said that they exchanged a few looks between them, but they said they understood and appreciated the heads up. So hopefully this saga is over, but if there are any other updates, I will try and post them. Story 3. Am I the asshole for not wanting people at our pool? My fiance and I own a house with a pool in the backyard. His brother, Jay, had asked the day before if he and his family, wife plus 3 kids, could come over on Sunday to swim after one of the kids' sports games, which was at a park close by to us. Now, my fiance and I own a business together that requires work from home on Sundays. Everyone that we know is aware of this, including his brother. I voiced my opinion that I felt it was weird for people to be at our house while we were working in the basement, but my fiance assured me that it would just be chill. He said it's normal for families to use people's pools even if they aren't home, so we let them come thinking that they would swim for maybe an hour, then leave. But it wasn't just them. Fiance's parents also came, we figured they would. But the kicker is that Jay also invited 2 of his friends, plus their partners and their kids as well. We do know these people, but both fiance and I were not aware of this beforehand. So now it's a full-on party in our backyard while we are working in the basement. I became very annoyed that they did not only invite themselves, but some of their friends as well. It made me feel guilty that I couldn't be in my own backyard to host people because I was working. It also felt like they were just using the house and didn't really care about seeing us, the homeowners. Not to mention, the house was a complete mess. We had a busy Friday and Saturday, and I didn't bother cleaning much before because I figured it would just be Jay's family. Everyone was here from 1 p.m. till 7 p.m. We finished work around 3 p.m., at which time the fiance put on his swim trunks to join them outside. I got in a pretty bitter mood from it all and stayed inside. I didn't say hello to anyone because I figured they weren't even here to see me, just my pool. I did some laundry and some cleaning up, and I did end up seeing a few people who were coming inside to use the washrooms. I said hi and tried to make some small talk, but I really wasn't happy. Fiance came in and said that I was creating an awkward, unwelcoming atmosphere by not being outside. I told him I never planned to have a party today, so I was just carrying on doing what I originally had planned, which was laundry and cleaning. Fiance keeps saying that I was rude for not joining them outside after work. He also says things like, the pool is meant to be used, and that it's family time. Am I the asshole? ETA. Answering those who have asked, we bought this house together completely. 50-50. Second edit. I may sound like an uptight witch from this story, but I'm not uptight enough to call off the whole marriage because of this. Please stop judging my relationship based on one little story and telling me our impending marriage is doomed. Story 4. Do you allow people to use your pool when you aren't home? Hi there. I am new to this site and wasn't sure if this is the correct place to post. I am just looking for advice and opinions. We recently bought a home with a 14,000-gallon above-ground pool. It hadn't been open in 2 years, so it took some time, but we've finally gotten all the parameters where they should be. But now we are having other issues with visitors, particularly my fiance's family. I don't feel comfortable having people at my home utilizing my pool when I am not there. I feel like there is more risk than reward involved in that situation, and I'd rather not be liable even if it is family. My fiance does not agree nor understand this. Here's an example. His mom texted him this morning, different from last week when she just showed up at least, asking if her and her friend can come swim today while he and I are working. He asked me, and I again expressed, I do not feel comfortable with this, for various reasons. I contacted her letting her know I'd be off around 5 if they'd like to come. Then she proceeded to let me know they have plans and she was planning to come at 11 a.m. today and leave before we'd be home. My fiance does not understand what the big deal is and refuses to back me up regarding the personal boundaries of our home. His sisters also feel as though they can just come swim and bring their friends as they please. We haven't been able to have any weekends or time to ourselves as we both work 40-plus hour work weeks. Please help. Any suggestions on how to deal with these situations in a more productive manner?